Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing good today. I am back at an earlier time as I know I usually do these type of videos around the evening. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a transfer video. Obviously there is a lot to talk about has happened really in the last 24 hours, especially regarding Gyokeras. So yeah, I will be on here for a little bit today, guys, this afternoon. So big up to everyone that is going to join me today. I really appreciate anyone that is here. So yeah, I'm going to speak a bit about Gyokeras, Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, because obviously, things have happened with them. They've obviously come out and, said a few things as well. So yeah, big up everyone that has left me a comment here. Big up. And there's reports in Portugal claim that Arsenal have now made a formal offer for Victor Gyokeras that would exceed 51 million with add-ons, but the bid is below what Sporting want a striker. Yeah, I did read that from Charles Watts, and I'll speak about Gyokeras first as well. And there's another question here. Big up AFC always about Gyokeras. Yeah, obviously, we were quite interested in Sesko, and this has sort of came out of the blue a bit. We all had the rumours that Arsenal were going to speak to Gyokeras' agent. Yeah, I think Arsenal do want him, but obviously for 51 million, they're not happy with that. Obviously, I think they would want quite a bit for him, if I'm being honest. I think Sporting want about 80 million for him, so that is quite a low offer, really. Um, I'm not really surprised we put a low offer in. I'm surprised we put a bid in actually, because if we're being honest, nothing much has really been going on in this window at the moment, and we've not put any bids in yet up until now. So yeah, obviously we're going to see what happens next. We put in a bid. Are we going to go back and put another one in? I think they would really want 80 million. I don't think they would take anything other than that. I think Arsenal needs to just pay the money for him, because I do think he would be a really good signing for Arsenal. But obviously we need to improve in other positions, so I don't know if Arsenal are just going to leave it now or if they're going to go back and put in another bid. But he would definitely be a really good player for Arsenal. I think we should go for it. Sesko is an interesting one. We've been linked with many players this window. That Sesko is another one. What about him? Are we going to put any bids for him, or are we just going to leave that situation now? So yeah, it's definitely an interesting one for sure about what's going to happen with Gyokeras. But we would really have to pay a lot of money for him if we really do want him. Big up AFC always. So do you think we are getting him then? It's so tough. It really is interesting to see if we are actually going to go back and put in another bid. They would want 80 million. Possibly they could take 70 million, but we've obviously put in quite a low bid with 50 million. So we're just going to have to do our best to get him, because he would definitely be a really good signing for us for sure. I know the Gyokeras conversation has been a big topic of conversation. But for me, Gyokeras would be a great signing. I do think we need other players as well, definitely. So I don't want us to just bring in him. I think we need to definitely improve in our squad for sure. I would be happy with him as a signing. But yeah, Arsenal put in a bid, 50 million, and I think it's great they're actually putting in a bid and actually doing something this time. But I just don't know what's going to happen next. Big up, Des. I hope you're good. I think we are getting Sesko. Yeah, I was under that impression we were getting Sesko, but then we obviously got linked to Gyokeras and also had a meeting. And yeah, I think Arsenal are keeping the options open. To be honest with you, I don't think they're wanting to make their minds up about him yet. Which it's understandable. I think I get that, but yeah, I think we need to bring in a striker, and I think Gyokeras could do that. But I'm with Des. I was under the impression that we were more likely to buy Sesko, so I was a little bit confused about that one. But yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens with Gyokeras. But right now, obviously, we have put a bid in. We're gonna have to see what happens next. But with Sesko, I don't know what's really going on. It's all gone a little bit quiet on that. I think it's all sort of calmed down a bit, and not much has really happened with that situation. So yeah, I'm a bit interested to see if we are going to go back and put in a bid for Sesko. But I think right now Arsenal do seem quite keen in him. I know we were Man United were wanting to get him as well. Man United as I know he did want to go to United. I know Gyokeras would want to play in Europe. So yeah, I think this would definitely be a good move for Arsenal. But like a lot of us, we're not really sure if he is going to come to Arsenal. We have to bring in a striker. That is definitely a must for Arsenal for us to improve next season. But yeah, I do think Gyokeras would be a great signing. I mean, um, he scored 97 goals and 102 appearances. Like, that is great stats. These are great things, and I definitely think he would definitely help Arsenal. I would really like him, and I do think he would like to come to the Premier League. But yeah, I just don't know if he would come to Arsenal. But Arsenal do need to definitely put a good price for him because 51 million is quite low to what they actually want. But yeah, Gyokeras will be an interesting one for sure if we do bring him in. But obviously right now our bid has been rejected, so we are going to have to wait. And see what happens with that situation. Big up to everyone that's watching us. I do appreciate it. Don't forget to comment down below any questions you guys have. I am going to talk about Zinchenko now, obviously, because it's funny enough. I was about Zinchenko yesterday, and he has got a year left on his contract. I do think it would be a good thing to get some money for him and move him on. I'm not really sure about the situation. He would want to go if he's happy being a squad player. But for me, I definitely would like to move him on. I know Arteta likes to have a lot of defenders, and I know we would be losing another left back. But I just think that if we can get a good amount of him, then why not go for it? I mean, we've not got anything to lose. But AC Milan have been quite keen on buying him, according to reports in Italy. According to Sky Italy, AC Milan have already made an approach for Zinchenko to replace Theo Hernandez. So I think it's obviously good that he, even though he's quite an injury-prone player, that he other clubs still want to buy him. From what I've been reading as well, the only issue is the salary. I don't know if AC Milan would be able to reach that, because obviously Zinchenko's salary is 150k per week, and that's an issue for them. So I do wonder what would happen about the salary. Can that change? I'm not too sure. But yeah, that's the only, when I've been checking out this sort of stuff, that is the only problem that they're sort of having right now is the salary situation. But yeah, I definitely think this would be good for him to play over there. Obviously, I don't know if this would happen. I think Arsenal would want a good amount of money for him, and Arsenal wouldn't really take any offers that wouldn't be helpful to us. So, yeah, I don't honestly know if this would happen, but I think it would be him to play there. I mean, he doesn't really play much football at Arsenal now, and I think it would be good for him to get some regular game time there. So, for me, I definitely think this would be a good deal. Obviously, I don't know how much that they would really want for him, that situation. But yeah, I'm under the impression that this probably wouldn't happen unless they paid a good price because I think Arsenal would probably want a good amount of money for him. I think it's going to be hard to get a good amount of money for him, if I'm being completely honest, though, because he's obviously, when he first came in, he was being a great sign, he was first choice, and he'd really proven himself. But obviously, now it's hard for him to get some regular game time. Like I said, he does have injuries, which is obviously tough. And I think he's definitely been a good signing for sure. He's probably more of a squad player now. We know obviously left back Lewis Skelly plays and Calafiori's there. And obviously we could bring in players in that position in the summer. So yeah, I think this would be a good move as well. So Zinchenko has actually made 91 appearances for Arsenal, and he was 32 million from Man City. And I think, you look at that money, that price we paid for him. I mean, he's been very important for us at times, and that there definitely was a good player in him. And I do think he's still got a lot of talent, but obviously Arsenal, he's a player that might want to start playing and getting minutes. And I think that it's a bit tough for him now because he's not really getting any time, and I think his time at Arsenal is definitely coming to an end for sure. So AC Milan, yeah, I definitely see this as a good move. We're gonna have to see what does happen though, because I think it would be interesting on how that situation will go about. But yeah, I think if the price, a good price came in, I mean, if you guys are watching this, what price would you want for Zinchenko? Because we got him for 32 million. We're definitely not going to get that back. I don't know how much we'd get for Zinchenko, for being completely honest with you guys. Obviously, he's definitely a great player, but the injuries definitely come with it. And defensively, I think he can be a bit of a liability when he was playing for Arsenal, when he was part of the future. He definitely made quite a few mistakes in that aspect. So I do have my kind of worries and doubts about that part of his game, but I don't see why we couldn't get quite a bit of money for him. I definitely think he's a very good player. In midfield, he's definitely a good option to have there. So I don't see why we couldn't make a good amount of money for him. So fingers crossed we'll do that. Big up everyone that's watching. I hope you're all good. If you join now, I'm just talking about Zinchenko. Obviously, AC Milan do want him. Yeah, I think with Zinchenko, I think we could get a good amount of money for him. I don't think we could get 32 million, but I think he's definitely a good player and he has potential. And going to a different league might definitely help him. So, yeah, I'm hoping that if he does go this summer, we can get money, and also next season, would we want him to just leave on a free? And that's my only concern. I think I'd rather get money now while we can. But obviously we don't want to, lose out on him as well. So I think we would want a good amount of money for him, to be honest with you. So yeah, guys, here's hoping that that deal can obviously go through. Party, I thought we could chat about him today as well, because he's obviously came out in an interview, spoken a little bit about things. Give me guys 2 secs. I'd take 20 Zinchenko. Yeah, I definitely don't think we're going to get 32 for him. Like, that just wouldn't happen. I know we got him for that price, but yeah, I don't ever see that happening. I hope my internet's okay, guys. I do apologise if I'm going off. As I've got on my laptop, it says my internet's a bit bad, but let me know if I sound okay. Yeah, 20. I think that's the most we'd get. The worst case, 15, I guess. But it's definitely interesting to see if we would get any money for him, because I'm not completely convinced we would get a lot for him. But yeah, I'd probably say 15 at the worst, 20 at the best. I think it's going to be very difficult to put amount of money for him, really, because he's not a first team player. I know he can play in cup games and he can be that player at times, but yeah, I just don't know if he's really going to get regular game time. I definitely see him getting regular game time somewhere else. I think if that's what he really wants, then I would go for this move. Shouldn't say pick up this I can. Hey, I hope you're good. Nice to see you here. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. So yeah, the Zinchenko one is definitely an interesting one for sure. I'm definitely fascinated by it to see if we can get anything for him. Obviously, I was talking about Thomas Partey and I got distracted. So yeah, Thomas Partey. Obviously, we have all heard different about the situation, which is a little bit confusing. I did a video ages ago about Barcelona having an interest in him, and then it seems though Arteta does want him at Arsenal. Um, and then Arteta, there seems to be talks going on about him staying. So I honestly don't know what he wants. I do believe that he's happy at Arsenal. I mean, he stayed fit for a full season. He's been playing some great football. So I don't see why he would want to go. I mean, I know he might want a new challenge. He is getting a little bit older now, isn't he? And I'd understand. I don't know how old Partey is. I think he might be 30 now or something like that. So I think we could understand if we wanted to change, if we did want to play in a different league. It's been at Arsenal for a little while now. I just want to read out what he said. He obviously said you have to look now where your family are, where they'll be happy. When you are young, you can just go anywhere. I can't decide anything. It's up to my agent, the club, me. I just want to enjoy football. So I think it does definitely. I think it's interesting what you can really take from that, from his quotes. But I do think he's happy at Arsenal. I do think that he's enjoying this football. But yeah, I just don't know if we want to extend his deal. Would he want to stay at Arsenal? I do think he's happy here, as I said, but this one's a difficult one. If CB comes, Party could come back up. Yeah, I think he's probably just. I think the party is probably just gathering all of his thoughts, keeping his options open, because I think there will come a point maybe next season where he won't be a star, won't be a starter. If Zubimendi comes and really proves himself, he would definitely be a star. I mean, when Partey has been an important player for us, but things do move on, and obviously, I do probably expect him to start. At the start of the season, I think Arteta does like him a lot, but I think if he was to stay, it wouldn't really be for a very long time. It might be like a year or two. But yeah, he just seemed like he wants to stay at Arsenal, but it would be happy as well, maybe at times being a bench player with Zubimendi coming, and he's definitely want to get these opportunities, and he's not come to sit on the bench, Zubimendi, has he? So yeah, it's an interesting one, really, isn't it? Pick up James. Let me just read this. Tomiyasu should go for free. He is injury prone. Yeah, Tomiyasu. I don't know. I don't know which club would want to buy him due to his injuries. Like, he is a very talented player. At his like when he's at his best, like, I would love him at Arsenal to stay, but I think the situation now is that unfortunately he is injury prone. Like, it's crazy. Like, I do not know if like do know this, let me know. But do you remember last time he played for Arsenal? Because I just don't remember. Yeah, I just think that he's obviously a good player, but I think with the Premier League, I think with the schedule, with how fast paced the league is, I think his body just can't adapt to it, and he gets injured so much, which is a real shame, because I do like Tomiyasu. When he first came to Arsenal, like, I wasn't sure and never did know much about him, but obviously he did really well at first. But it's a real shame that how it's really gone with him, because I really did like him a lot. I really thought he was going to be a future talent. So yeah, that one is frustrating. I'm sad it's gone how it has, because he's a good player when he can be without his injuries. But yeah, it's disappointing. It really is. I don't know when his contract ends, but I think it would be very hard to get anything for him. I don't know where he'd want to go as well. That's the problem. We do have quite a few injury-prone players that it's hard for them to. It's hard to see where they would want to go after Arsenal. But yeah, Tomiyasu, I admire him, and I hope wherever he goes that he can have regular game time, and it can, yeah, he can have a good future ahead of him. But like I said, it's a real shame that it is how it is gone, how it is now. But yeah, he's just injury prone, and it's crazy how much he gets injured. I think there will be quite a few outgoings this summer, to be honest with you. I think obviously Zinchenko could definitely be one. I've heard AC Milan are also interested in Kivior. I would probably like to keep Kivior just for backup. I mean, he did a really great job stepping in for Gabriel, and I think that it would be crazy not to keep him at Arsenal. So even if it's for another season, I would be happy to keep him at Arsenal. And know Arsenal have been linked to defenders when I've done these type of videos, and other sort of players. So yeah, I'm fascinated to see who actually can come to Arsenal if Kivior does go. I think for Kivior, I think before he came in, I think a lot of us were probably expecting him to leave, but now we could definitely get a good value for him, a good price for him. So fingers crossed that, yeah, if he does go, we'll get a good value for him. But I would definitely keep him at Arsenal. I think that it would be a great move for us to, kept him, and then we end up selling him. We could get more money for him as well, because his value would be better. But he really stepped up in Gabriel's presence. Like, when Gabriel couldn't play, he did such a great job. So yeah, I do feel really happy how he's done and developed as a player. And yeah, I would be upset if he left, because I know he's not ever going to be a starter. He's not ever going to be on the level of a Gabriel, but he is good at what he's done. And yeah, I have been very impressed with him. What's your take, Jesus? Does he deserve another year? Um, I think, the injuries have come up an awful lot, and I think for me, it's you can't help it, and it's part of the game. It really is. But for me, it is frustrating. I would probably move him on eventually. The problem is with an ACL, I don't want to just get rid of him straight away, because I think it would be unfair, because I know with ACLs they can affect players, so I wouldn't just get rid of him. I'd probably move him on when he's feeling better, maybe next season. He's definitely not a starter either. He's more of a squad player, but yeah, I would probably move him on. I think that would be the right thing to do. Listen, I can't remember if he was from Man City, but he was definitely a really good price. I think he was definitely a good value. But yeah, he's just injury prone. He's not consistent enough. He's not going to get us the goals we want week in out. Um, I don't know how much we'd get from him. We have got so many players that pick up these injuries, so I don't know if we would get much for him. So these are there's so many factors when you're thinking of moving on players. Is we need to get as much money as we can for these players. So I just don't know how we're going to do on the situation. I think it's going to be really tough to get money for him at all. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. Um, Big up, Niall. I hope you're good. Good to see you here. I'm all good, Niall. I hope you're good. Good to see you in the chat. Big up everyone that is in the chat. I'm really, really grateful. I know this one was short notice. This one was in the afternoon. Stay on here for 10 more minutes. I do have to go at 2:40. So yeah, I appreciate everyone that is joining today. Please do subscribe here, do like, do comment as we are. I'm really enjoying chatting with you guys today. It's been really so far. But yeah, obviously right now, I think the closest that is going to happen is Gyokeras really, but Sesko Gyokeras, I don't know which one of them we're going to get. I really don't know. It's been an interesting transfer window for sure. So yeah, we're going to have to see what happens. Big up yourself. How are you today? I'm good. I hope you're good. Nice to see you in the chat. Big up. We have a lot of dead weight in our squad. I mean, we do have a lot of players that do need moving on. We really do. Yeah, I mean, I could just name you a list. There's a lot of players that I would definitely move on. I mean, Jesus, he does really need moving on. Let me think. Zinchenko is another one. Like he does need moving on. So yeah, I do think we have quite a few players that do need moving on. But honestly, I just don't know what Arteta would do about it. Is Arteta going to want to not get much money for these players? I think Arteta would want money for these players. So that is the thing. I don't think we're going to just want to sell players for them to go on the free. I mean, Partey could go on the free, and that's something that I don't think Arteta would like to do. Nelson is on loan, needs to go as well. Yeah, I would definitely move Nelson to Fulham. I think for Nelson as well, look at his he should want regular game time. He's good enough to get regular game time or more game time that we can give him, because the reality is, you know, I know he could maybe be a backup to Saka, but he isn't really ever much game time at Arsenal because of the players that we have. So I think for him, I know he definitely loves Arsenal, but I just don't think he's gonna help us win the league either. We need some wingers that can come in and really, you know, do a really good job. So, yeah, Nelson for sure. Sterling's definitely going back to Chelsea because he wasn't a great signing at all. That really was a terrible signing from Arsenal to bring him in. Who else? Let me think. Zinchenko. Yeah, we do definitely have a few players that we could get money for. We could move on. I don't think we'll want to get rid of too many players because we obviously know ourselves that we don't want to be too short in some positions. So I do obviously expect Arsenal to, you know, keep some of these players. I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta wanted to keep Zinchenko because we need someone in that position. Because obviously Tierney's gone, Boris injured a lot, so yeah, I wouldn't really be too surprised. Yeah, Betch, what do you think is the reason why Arsenal isn't at the top of Liverpool, Man City, not in the table, but the reason they can't get over a full season like Liverpool? A great question. So big up yourself. It's an interesting one. It obviously for me, needing a striker has been a problem in these last two seasons. And I do think if we'd had a striker, not the season that's just gone, because I think we needed a lot of changes in that season. But I think if we look back on it on some things, I think, you know, Man City and Liverpool have experience in managers. Like, would Klopp have been able to get this team over the line? Possibly, but Klopp would have done different things in the transfer window. I think as well. I mean, I do think as well, not just the league, but with the cup games or with other competitions, that we've not always had the depth to bring in these players. And to be honest with you, I do think Arteta's always going to be responsible for who he does bring in. Um, but yeah, I just say we haven't always had the right players that can step in. I mean, in the cup games, we can't always afford to give like Rice a rest or to give, Gabriel a rest to in these games. So I feel like we just need more of a squad depth. We need a striker. Pat, as I've said so many times, looks too predictable, and that is definitely a big problem for Arsenal. That our predictability is a big problem. So yeah, I think that's definitely it. I think Man City and Liverpool have always had a really great. I mean, Liverpool, Mo Salah, like if we have had a Mo Salah, we would have definitely won things a lot more. But yeah, I do think Arteta needs to go over the line as well. I definitely think that's costing us as well. So yeah, there's definitely a few factors for sure in this conversation, but I think Liverpool, Man City have always had that experience, and for them to get over that line that we haven't. The reason is depth, media hype, and Arteta. Do you also think? Do you also think that maybe Arteta can be over if Arsenal doesn't go forward next season? I think I'd definitely say if we don't win the league next season or the Champions League, then that is probably. Um, I I think people view progress in different ways. I mean, I can definitely say Arsenal have progressed under Arteta. You can definitely see, when Wenger left, when Emery sort of left as well, there was a big problem with that dressing room, and I think we can all say Arteta has really changed the culture at Arsenal. I definitely think we can all say that he's definitely improved his team. And we were barely getting top four, now we're challenging. I don't think the season that's gone by, I wouldn't say we challenged enough, really. I think it was Liverpool's all the way. So, yeah, I think I can say Arteta has improved us, but the question is as well, has Arteta been successful? And people will view that in different ways. And I can't say he has been very successful with Arsenal. We have won one FA Cup. I mean, Community Shields, people will view that, but I just don't see that as a big trophy. Um, so I don't think Arteta has been as successful as I would want him to be. So I think that's definitely been another problem for sure, that the success hasn't been good enough. I do think if we'd have had, whoever you want to pick, I mean, if Klopp came to Arsenal a few seasons ago and they gave him, say, 100 million, I definitely think Klopp would have maybe brought in the right players, whereas Arteta likes to bring in these project players. What I will say is about Arteta defensively, he has brought in some incredible players. I mean, defence, midfield, you can definitely see it's improving and it's really incredible. I definitely feel that Gabriel Sima definitely up there with Van Dijk. So I can definitely proudly say Arteta has improved in the attack, in the defence, but in the attack, he has had a chance to bring in players and he's just not now, which I can't understand why. So yeah, I do think he has helped us in many ways, but for me, next season is my last straw with him. I mean, I know we've been linked with strikers, but we do really have to bring quite a few attackers this summer. Um, we should get Conte 5 years progress, no trophies doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think we're all getting tired of the trophyless seasons. Like, it's ridiculous now. I know last season people might say we had injuries, and we did have injuries. They are always a setback, but I mean, I'm not saying he would have made a difference, but Ollie Watkins definitely could have helped us going into, you know, the future. He could have definitely helped us that season, because when it was January, I thought to myself, you know what, we have a great chance to down to the wire of Liverpool with the league. We definitely have a chance to do it, but if we don't bring a striker in, then we're not going to do it, and we didn't bring a striker in. So I think when it comes to the window, I think we've done enough to really win the league in that sense. We've not done enough to prepare ourselves. So yeah, I do think for me, we've really let ourselves down in that aspect. So yeah, it's a frustrating one. It really is that we've not done enough window to get over the line. I mean, last window, sorry, to get over the line. I think the summer is always important, and I look at the window now and I think Liverpool are doing everything really quick. They're so prepared, and I'm just like, why not Arsenal not just do this? Why can't we be really quick with this? And yeah, I just want us to get the business done early, really. So yeah, obviously right now, Gyokeras is the one that we've been linked to. Gyokeras is the one that probably could happen. I don't know. It's between him or Sesko. I just really want us to bring in the right players going into next season, because we definitely have to improve next season. We have to bring in the right squad players. We have to make, everything needs to change next season. Like we said, I, d- I don't think the ownership would do anything about it, but I do think it is make or break next season with Arteta if he doesn't get it right, for me, in my opinion. Everyone will have a different opinion on it, and that's completely fair enough, but like I said, for me, it is make or break. I am going to end the stream, guys, in a couple of minutes, so I do have to go. But if you guys have any last questions, I can quickly answer them. But obviously, right now, I'm just waiting for Arsenal to do business. I hope they can do some business. As obviously, Gyokeras, we need to just put our bids in a lot higher than 50 million. They clearly want a lot for him, and I don't mind us paying a lot for him, really. Arteta has power at Arsenal. Berta looks like, yeah, I do wonder how Berta and Arteta do work together, like what their roles are together and their relationship with Edu obviously going. So I'm definitely interested to see their sort of relationship. I do wonder if maybe Berta wants Gyokeras or Arteta wants Sesko. We were linked to Sesko last season, remember, so I wouldn't be too surprised, to be honest with you. But that is another interesting one, isn't it? I do wonder who Arteta truly wants, because they both might want different things, and that's the other thing that we have to, listen to, is that I do wonder who they both want, because as fans we'll have our preferences, but they'll probably want players at Arsenal as well. So yeah, I'm interested to see who they're going to bring in. But we do have a very big summer ahead, as I always say. I'm going to be doing updates whenever I can. Regarding us. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of news coming up. Obviously, the window is shut. So right now, these are all rumours, and nothing too much can happen just yet. But thank you all for watching my show today. I know this one is a shorter type of video, but I'm really grateful for all of your support. Thank you all so much for watching my show today. And I will let you all know when my next video will be. Listen, I'm going to be here most days, because there's always an update on Arsenal. There's always stuff to talk about. But thank you for watching my show today. I really do appreciate it. I will see you all very soon. And yeah, don't forget to like this video, do share it, do subscribe for me, and I will see you very soon. Bye, guys.